has been on Howard Stern's show numerous times. She's working on a TV pilot as we speak. Please put your hands together for Stacey Prussman. Stacey!
And the point of my life where I really love sex, right? But then I have to complain about it. Anybody else? I love sex and I have to complain about it. And I'm not sure that the sex more, the complaining, but they both make my mouth tired. Like, I think my view of men have changed, basically. Like, when I was younger, any 20-year-olds, 20-somethings here? Okay, good. All right, we're all old and depressed and bitter. Okay. Like, when you're in your 20s and a guy holds a door open for you, right, we're like, oh my God, he's so nice, I want to marry him, right? And then in your 30s, you're like, he's just looking at my ass. In your 40s, like, I hope he's looking at my ass. In your 80s, you're like, please, hold my ass up, please. Right? The older women, they call them cougars, right? The older, and they call the older men that date, you know, younger women pigs. And cougars eat pigs, right? My husband actually is younger than me. Thank you. You go, girl. Very Demi Ashton. And people are like, wow, he must be like an animal in bed. Yeah, penguin. Dripping in oil. Happy feet, happy feet. When I got engaged, people asked me like the stupidest questions, like when's the date, right? Like after the baby, duh. My husband's really paranoid because he thinks he's gaining weight and losing his hair, even though he's younger than me. You know, anyone else like that? Anyone else's husband like that? These men, they're vain, right? These men are. So my husband's like, you know, I'm like, honey, I'll love you if you're bald or fat. He's like, not both? I'm like, now you're pushing it. My last boyfriend was a little older than me, you know. So I went from a, you know, I guess a sugar daddy to a Sour Patch Kid. He was rich and happy, and my husband's bored and depressed. So, yeah, they put us on antidepressants together. So happy together. You know, because one person can't be happy in a relationship, the other person wants to kill themselves, it doesn't work. But if you're both depressed, it works out really well. So we both took Zoloft together, and it was great. We got side effects, and I got like the side effect where I couldn't stop cleaning, and he couldn't stop shitting. I had the cleanest house. It smelled like shit you'd ever seen. Paid $200 an hour for the therapist. You probably know my old therapist. She's really cheap. Margarita, do you know her? $200 an hour for the therapist to sit there and tell me that I'm turning into my mother. $200 an hour. It's a lot of money. You know what I did? I bent the therapist over my knee, I spanked her, and now she pays me $200 an hour. And then she sucks my toes. So yeah, I knew I had a drinking problem because I used to go to the gym drunk. I was the only person to fall off the wagon and the treadmill at the same time. Coffee, I'm jealous. I'm a coffee addict, do you?
Very good coffee.
I tried the caffeine patch after rolling up to a joint and smoking it. I named my first kid Sweet and Low. I can't stop. I really can't. But I can't get up in the morning. My mother still calls me up every morning to wake me up for work. Like, Stacey, get up for work! I'm like, Ma, I just want to snooze. All right, I'll call you back in 7 minutes. My mother told me that my dog Schmutzy was my brother. And I believed her. I know exactly. But me and Schmutzy, and if anyone's Jewish here, Schmutzy means dirt in Yiddish. So basically my mother named my brother Dirt. And I loved Schmutzy. He was like a mutt. He was the cutest thing. He was blind. He was disabled. I loved him. And but we had some little sibling rivalry. He was a little older than me. He beat up on me. He'd poop on the floor, blame it on me. I'd pee in the bed, blame it on him. I love Schmutzy. And it's interesting because my dad was like this, how do I describe, he's a cross between like Archie Bunker and then Tony Soprano. But how like tough can you be when you have a mullet and a yarmulke? Crazy, and he was a butcher, so he'd be wearing these white lab coats with blood on them coming home. But just as a little girl, I just thought he was a really bad doctor. curvy woman. She ate her fruits and vegetables. Proud of herself. Not afraid to have a carb once in a while. Her man had a job. Her baby had a job. Right? She got eaten 3 times for a quarter. And she swallowed. Thank you, been a great crowd. My name is Stacey Prussman. Thank you.
Let her hear one more time. Stacey Prussman. Stacey!